Hi there. If you want to learn how to create sound effects, then you are in the right place. In this video, I'll be showing you how I designed this Gooey cave ambience from scratch. I'll be showing you all the sound sources I used, how I designed them, added effects to them, processing, and everything that I did to get to the final result. All right, so here we are inside of Reaper, and the first thing that I like to do when I'm starting off and creating an ambient sound, sound effect, an ambient track, whatever it might be, is I like to think about what is going to be the foundation of my sound. What is going to be the foundation of the ambience? And usually it's going to be some sort of like wind sound or maybe some sort of tonal sound or tonal element. Obviously, it's going to depend on the context here. But yeah, so for this instance here, I had this cave scene that I got from Monster Hunter Wilds. And I was looking at this and I was like, okay, it's in a cave. You have this large, big opening in the cave. You have a lot of gooey, like thick tar material that's kind of coming down and that the player's walking through. There's a bit of sunlight, so there's probably some sort of hole or opening. So there's probably some sort of wind or something like that in there. So these are the things I was thinking about before I started designing this, okay? So the first thing that I wanted to design is kind of that tonal element, that tonal sound. And this is the layer that I designed for that. All right, so that is the layer, and let me show you how I created that. So it sounds kind of windy. There's some sort of like creaking elements and stuff like that, but this is actually not a wind sample at all. What I did use, so I'm going to take off the plugins I put on here first so we can start from scratch here and just show you kind of my process and thought process behind it. Actually, I had forgotten even to put on my filters on here, so it's going to sound a bit different here. But this is the sound source that I use. You can see here it's a Lazy Susan that I was spinning around, and it sounds like this. All right, so you can really hear it there. You can hear the spinning going on. Now, as I pitch it down and play it down and slow down the play rate, right, that's the sound you get. You get a lot of more character out of that sound, which is great for as a base layer for your sound. Now, the first thing that I like to do, a little trick here to kind of give it a lot of space here, is I like to have a dual delay. Set the mix down pretty low. Like here it's at 29. It could be even lower than that. But I like to mix dual delay with reverb. And this helps to add kind of this shimmering, well, not shimmering, but it helps to add a longer tail to your sound. So, and also place the sounds in an ambient. So, right, so it helps to give that sense of depth. Also, if there is at any point some sort of like little transients, which I had, I think near the ends around the loops here, it kind of makes it sound like it's echoing in this area, right, in this cave. So it kind of works out for that. Now, the next thing that I wanted to add here is a 4-man filter, and this is a little trick here that I use just to add some tone to the sound. So if we play it now. Right, it's being modulated with these two random LFOs here, and that is what's giving it this kind of slow filter sweep. So it's adding a bit of tone. It's kind of artificially putting it in, just because it's not. If not, it'd be a little bit too noisy, too static. After that, it's just a matter of controlling the top end and low end here with some filters, and that's it. Right, so you really want to pay attention to this 4-man filter if you're using this little trick here to make sure that it's not moving too fast, because then it can get really artificial really quickly and take the listener out of the experience. And that's it. Hi there, we'll get back to the video in just a moment, but before we do, I want to tell you about Airwiggles. Now, if you've never heard of Airwiggles, they are an online hub for anybody interested in audio. On there, you can learn tips and tricks from industry professionals, you can find work opportunities, you can also share your work and get feedback on your work, or you can just go there and hang out with other people who are just as passionate as you about audio. Now, I want to tell you about their film audio face-off competition. For this competition, you get to form a team and redesign audio from a clip from the film Binocular Trick. And if you're a lucky finalist, you can also win prizes. There's over $20,000 worth of prizes for all of the finalists. So make sure to check it out. Go to airwiggles.com/faceoff for all the details. Now back to the video. All right, so once I had that, then it's a matter of adding detailed elements to fill out kind of the scene and the ambience that you want. So the next most obvious thing was going to be that this player is walking through this like wet, tarry kind of river thing. So I knew I wanted to add some sort of liquid sound there. So that's what my next one is here. So if we play it, it sounds like this. And this is just a recording, a very up-close recording of a river that I took. And then once I did that, I pitched it down 12. Then I added a few effects here. Right, so the EQ here is just to control the top end to make sure I don't have too much. You can see I brought down the mix a little bit, so kind of blending in between the wet, dry. And then here, the gain here, this is just a modulated increase in gain. So basically, it can get a bit louder and softer over time. It's just to add a bit more variation, make this sound more interesting, because if it's a flat static sound, generally flat static sounds for ambiences don't do very well. They get really tiring to listen to. So it's always a good idea to either modulate the sound somehow over time, change the volume, change the filter, change something, because you never want it to just be static. So that's what I'm doing there with the gain. Right, so far we got this. Right, after that, I wanted to add some gooey elements, some gooey sounds, some sticky sounds, stuff like that. That was the idea behind it here. So the way I did it is with this here, this patch. Let's have a listen. And the way that I created this patch here is I created some sounds with my mouth, and the idea was to get some like gory sounds. So I was using this in a different context. It was actually for a different sound pack, a gore sound pack that I'm creating. And actually, if you want to see a video, I made a whole video about like creating gore sounds with your mouth. So I'll have that in the cards above if you're interested in seeing it. But basically, I took one of these design files, so these super long files that I have with my mouth recordings here, and then I basically just pitched it down, added a bit of distortion with a linear filter, a bit of reverb, and that's basically it. And then that's what I'm playing through here. I'm pitching it down quite a lot here. So if I look at the note that I'm using here, I'm using D2. So this is actually like I'm down like two octaves, pretty much, yeah. And then I just added a bit of EQ here to control the lows, and that's it. So if I play it now, right, so without it, it's very low. It actually sounds pretty good, but in the context, I thought it was better to have some sort of low cut here, not to have too much. Maybe I can adjust it a little bit, maybe bring it in. But there you go. So that's one of the gooey sounds that I wanted to have. The next one here is I had a submerged water recording. So I took a large plastic can and I was submerging it underwater in a basin or in a tub or something like that. It sounds like this. So there's actually not much processing happening to this. So I'm basically just playing through this file here. I just have a high cut filter here just to remove the highs, to just focus on the low end, and that's it. So together with these two, the wet and the gooey sounds and then the submerged water, we get this. Okay, and that made up kind of the base of my ambience that I was going for here. Of course, I could add more little elements. You could add like little maybe bat sounds or even more, a different layer of wind to have more gusts of wind coming in and out. And I also added a little like creaking sound here. So if we play it in context here, there you go. So with this, I can like add different creaking sounds, just kind of randomly injecting it into the ambience. And I could add other little sounds that I want to inject in there to make it more interesting. But anyways, I just wanted to I wanted to show you this kind of the idea and the kind of the base, how I basically build up ambiences from scratch, especially for like design stuff like this that is not based in like real world sounds. This is how we'll go about doing it. And yeah. All right, so I hope you found that useful and valuable. If you are interested in picking up ambient sound effects, I've created a whole pack of ambient sounds that are all ready, and I even have them all. You can drop them into your project as like one sound file, and I also separated them by stem, so you can split out different elements of the ambiences that I created and create your own ambiences from them, or redesign them, or just reassemble them the way that you need for your project. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll either have it on the screen here or in the description below. So check that out if you're interested in getting that. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave it down below in the comment section. And I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching all the way through to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.